There's a line in the sand. Where will you stand?
And of course, with the blurred background, we have no idea where Waldo is.
No,
You gonna tell us?
no,
No?
totally
Okay.
irrelevant,
Okay.
other than
Yeah.
it's cold. Anyway,
Which means you're in it, you could be in like three-quarters of the United States. So,
it's someone said to me, well, you seem like very unused to it.
yeah,
I said, listen, remember, I'm an indigenous Judean.
yeah,
This stuff is really, you know,
yeah. It's been a
anyway,
long time since you've been in New York, and so you've changed a
well,
little.
there's nothing about that background that needs to be touched upon.
It needs to be brought up.
So,
Okay.
let's turn to the news. What's
There you
going
go. Go for it.
on? The issues with Iran and the United States
Hmm.
appear to be what we used to call a definite maybe.
Yeah.
Um, Supposedly there's negotiations. Now, again, is it negotiations kind of like in an American, Western European um, normal society way? Or is this classic Islamic subterfuge to gain an advantage over your enemy?
Hmm.
Um, there are three major issues with Iran. One is the nuclear program. That's the one that seems to get the most attention.
Yeah.
Far more serious, in my opinion, is their ballistic missile program and their support of terror groups around the world,
Hmm.
not just surrounding us in Israel. So I don't know. Now, people are asking me, well, do I think that Israel will strike? Right now, America has a pretty short leash on us. So we're not going to do anything that the American administration doesn't want us to do.
Hmm.
Witkoff and Kushner and what they're doing. I don't understand. Now, supposedly Iran is demanding that the carrier task force be pulled back.
Hmm.
It's anyone's guess. Meanwhile, everything else remains a giant question mark.
Yeah.
Hezbollah is not moving forward with their withdrawals, their disarming, and they're preparing each and every day. Hamas, we're supposed to be at whatever this phase two thing is. It's again, I struggle to now. Okay, having said that, let me pause for a second. We are not getting the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help you God. We're not.
True. Yeah.
We're getting things released indicating that within the next 15 minutes the bombing will start.
Hmm.
And then we get indications saying, okay, stand down, relax, plan your vacation.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Trying to get truth right now. Okay, so we were watching the stuff that's happening up in Minnesota. This father with the 5-year-old with the little, that lost their Spider-Man backpack and was not fed for days. Uh, we're getting this news all over the place, and the thing, trying to find truth in this day,
Yeah.
you're not going to find it because you go to one media outlet and you're going to get one thing. You go to another media outlet, and that's not just true in America; it's true in Israel. If I
Well,
go to Israel National News and then I pull up Haaretz, uh,
you've got an extreme there.
yeah,
Haaretz, which I never read,
no, I
is
don't either.
incredibly far left wing.
Yeah.
You get and everything comes out, and it should say opinion piece.
Hmm.
It should say editorial, but it isn't. Um, One thing that I've been pointing out to people, it's interesting that you mentioned stuff here in the US. The same paid protesters that were out there suppose for Palestine and noticeably absent for Iran.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one cares.
No.
It's astounding. Are the same ones out there for all these ICE demonstrations and rallies and riots and attacks on the federal officers.
Some of
One,
them are even holding some of even have their so-called Palestinian flags with them,
yeah,
left over from the last protest.
it's all together. And the word for it, if I remember in English correctly, is anarchy.
Mm.
These are anarchists. This is, in the course of this presentation, when I talk about the dangers to America, that America is fighting for its very soul, and most people don't even realize it, people look at me blankly. And then all of a sudden, I start to see this,
Yeah.
oh, and it's astounding because people seem far more focused on gas prices and whether they should shift their membership from Sam's Club to Costco. This is I'm sitting and I'm listening to conversations
Yeah.
and I'm thinking, this is a really strange world.
That is, to be in a congregation or a group of people or whatever, and to just sit there and listen to the conversations. You'll
Yeah.
find out where people are very, very fast. This coming week, this week, everything's gonna be about the Super Bowl. Okay, Bad Bunny, whoever that is. When we have the our main entertainers in this world are Bad Bunny and Jelly Roll, we might have an issue.
I you know, the most remarkable element of this is that we're still in the midst of probably the most dramatic period in modern history.
Yeah,
Right now. Right now. People point to, World War II, the Shoah. No, it's right now.
yeah.
And our world is going to be very different going forward, either one way or the other. And that's the thing. And I don't know what I can do other than set myself on fire to get people's attention and say, wait a minute, maybe we should listen. Maybe we should think about this.
Yeah. Article yesterday that was up just for a few moments. You check the news a lot, so I'm just hoping you caught this one because it made no sense to me because I don't know the players, all of them by name in Israel. But it
Yeah.
said something about we should not give one more dollar to Judea Samaria. Did you see something on that?
Yes. Okay.
Could you
That
explain that to
is
me?
sure. Yair Golan,
Okay.
who heads a party called the Democrats.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the successor of the extreme left wing slash communists in Israel,
Okay.
the people of the Mapam party. And he said if they are in power, and I can tell you arithmetically, there is no scenario
Hmm.
where that would occur. Jewish communities in Yosh, Yehuda v'Shamron, Judea, Samaria, would not receive any funding. That's what he said.
I guess I got confused when I saw of the Democrats because I'm like, wait a minute, what? As I did not know that there was a.
It's a new party. It's a new
Okay, you
party.
guys have so many parties, I can't keep up with the parties. But so you have a party called Democrat. When are you going to have a party called Republican? Probably not.
Well, actually, the translation would be democratic as opposed to Democrat Republican.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, Golan is not a good guy. Um, it's we have had over the years, people think they'll point to someone and they'll say, yeah, but he was a general.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a lot of generals in the IDF, and it doesn't mean that they are politically astute. It doesn't mean that they have an understanding or care about the land of Israel.
Well,
They're little, I mean, think of all the people within the communities of Otef Aza, the Gaza
Yeah.
envelope, that were slaughtered, who spent their time believing there could be coexistence with the people of Gaza. So this is so, you know, I'm looking, yeah. So right behind your right ear there, Mike, if I'm getting my sides correct, is you can't fix stupid. No, that
Oh,
way.
that okay. That's it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. This is this is this is astounding. So he also said the other day, again, not that I pay attention to him, but he also said that we should not repeat the mistakes of the disengagement and Oslo. Now, again, this guy is an extreme leftist, but 20 years later is looking, saying, wow, the disengagement from Gaza was not a good thing. Or saying 27 years ago, the
Hmm.
Oslo Accords, not a good thing.
Yeah. Well, you talk about the
Well,
generals in Israel, and from what I've seen, a lot of the generals retire and become general idiots and go into politics. This
we,
whole thing with Gaza did not have to happen. 2005. You go back to that so many times. It
yeah,
just did not have to happen.
and the the issue that I keep reminding people is it ain't over yet.
Oh no.
Um, and this whole idea of a stabilization force, no nation that is going to send either troops or police or whatever they want to call it is going to want to have them come home in body bags.
Yeah.
They're not going in the same way the United Nations, UNIFIL, and all the other entities that they have, their personnel did not want to confront Hezbollah, even
Hmm.
though that's the reason they were there. They were not going to go and say, you guys can't put your rockets here.
Well, you see the UN the humanitarian bags that had that had
Yeah,
weapons in
mortar,
them.
mortars. Yeah,
Uh,
this
and
is, yeah,
and now this administration for Gaza um, is has a Palestinian logo on it.
a logo from the Palestinian
The
Authority.
PA,
Yeah.
yeah, the Palestinian Authority. It's like, is there no one there in Israel politically that's going, you know, it just kind of looks like we're recreating it. It's not that history is repeating itself. We're trying to recreate history.
Well, it's interesting because you've got a couple of things going on simultaneously. On the one hand, Netanyahu is doing everything that he can, playing one player against the
Hmm.
other, simply to remain in power.
Yeah,
And he's done an excellent job of that,
yeah.
of keeping himself. I mean, the fact is, coming up in November, we have elections. This will be 4 full years since the last election,
Hmm.
which is shocking for us. Again, in the November election, this will be the 10th time in 17 years that I will have voted for a national government.
Yeah. So what do you you were right about the mayor in New York,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But so go ahead and help out on that limb and tell us, do you think that
Okay.
BB's got a chance again?
Absolutely.
Okay. I figured that.
I mean, because the opposition to him grows, but when you do the math of which player joins with which player, or we will have a situation like we had a few years ago where we'll have elections every like 4 months because, 3 times in a row, three
Yeah.
times in a year or so, simply because we can't form a government.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
also a possibility.
The other thing, of course, the news continues about the return of Ron Gavili
Yeah.
and all the details that are coming out about that of him he actually, I guess, had a motorcycle accident, had a fractured shoulder, and went into the battle. Um, because of him, many were saved. And then
Yeah.
to be the last, so he was really one of the first ones in, and he was the last one out.
It, astoundingly, yeah. And the story of his personal heroism is repeated so many times over. Like so many people kept going back to the Nova Festival to save people. So many people in Sderot and in the various kibbutzim and yeshuvim communities. Um, Amazing.
Hmm.
Stories will still be coming out
Oh yeah,
years from now.
yeah.
And but we come back to something that you said a few minutes ago, Mike. It all could have been avoided. It is
Gaza,
short-sighted that
yeah.
let's make a deal today
Hmm.
for me for today, and someone else is going to worry about it 15, 20 years down the road. But
Yeah.
it's not going to be me.
The story of Ariel Sharon, and this man, people don't remember it. This man was in a coma for how long after that stroke or whatever? I
Yeah.
mean, he was this living, well, he was this vegetable testimony of what should not be done in Israel. It was people were saying, this is the hand of Hashem that he is still alive. Why? Just to kind of have that body laying there so people could think maybe this was not a good idea. And to think about what Gush Katif, what Gaza could have been, the amount of the agriculture,
Yeah.
the economy for Israel, the economy for the Arabs, the Gazans, these people could be today some of the most wealthy people in all of Israel. Could have been the Gazans.
And instead, what we have is a scenario. And again, we come back to that stupid expression from my teenage years. Don't confuse the issue with facts.
Yeah.
The label of genocide, although the numbers don't prove it, the intent doesn't prove it. The fact that there are more Gazans alive today than on October the 7th,
Yeah.
2023, it doesn't matter. So the
No.
label of genocide, the equation of Zionism, the one Jewish state out of 57 Muslim countries in the world, we have one Jewish state that is terrorizing the world. I mean, it's just, and there is no justice. And when you sit back and watch the dead silence about Iran,
Hmm.
and it appears that the evil regime has killed somewhere between 36 and 85,000 Iranians. And then I saw a clip of Candace Owens mocking the Iranian protesters, mocking like, oh, they want freedom. I mean, it's the
It's beyond. Yeah, this goes back to Isaiah. Think about that verse. There will be a day in which they will call evil good and good evil,
yeah,
and not just call it good, but get involved in the evil to try to change it into something good. These are people that are brainwashed to the point of I don't think you could. It would take an absolute miracle for these people to have their very brain redeemed into something useful. They just buy into all this stuff and the hatred that's coming out.
it's
It's overwhelming.
one thing, people keep asking me about all these incidents, if you will,
Yeah.
with ICE. Like, what do you think about it? And I said, I got to tell you, every time I watch one of the videos, the first thing that jumps out at me is there is no local police presence. There are no local police keeping the crowds away. ICE agents go to arrest someone, and immediately they're surrounded by a
Yeah.
mob.
Yeah.
And it's intentional that there are no local police. Now, again, I don't focus on this because,
Yeah.
I'm all about Israel, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's
And
astounding to see that people just don't seem to be noticing it, or if they notice it, they don't care.
yeah, yeah, I'm sure that you sat the other night with your eyes glued to the Grammys.
No, I didn't even know it was on.
Okay, yeah, I didn't either until later. But again, the stupidity that's coming out of these from these people is just it's overwhelming. I didn't watch either. I don't waste my time on that. But when you watch the news, you see these things come up, and it's just you just shake your head of where is this going?
Again, I come back to, and it's not my area of expertise, but America's soul
Yeah,
there's a battle. There's a
I agree.
battle going on, and most people, A, are unaware, and B, even if they become aware, they don't know what to do. And then we come back to something that we've spoken about a lot, and is part of what I'm presenting, is people don't seem to realize that they have to do stuff. If you don't like what your elected officials are doing, campaign to elect someone else. If you don't feel that people in your community slash congregation slash family are aware of facts that they need to know, share information.
Well, I
Share a
mean,
video.
yeah, you have someone, and I do know where you are, of course, and know the people that are there. But you have somebody that said, I don't like what's going on in the government, and decide to be a part of it. And from what I can tell, because I know the person's going to make it a great difference. That's not for everybody,
Yeah,
but it is for some.
it's again, conceptually, we live in a world where we are in partnership with Hashem.
Yeah.
Okay? It can't, we can't just say, well, let God do it. If you're a farmer, you're planting crops, you're taking care of the crops, and then you've got to harvest the crops. Then
Yeah.
you've got to sell the crops. I mean, all these things, you can't simply say God will provide.
Yeah. There's a very an amazing project going on right now in Israel of things that people could get involved in. And you've talked a lot about don't just donate, but be a part of fundraising.
Yeah,
And so I want to give people an idea. The Cowboys are in Israel right now, which always is an interesting thing. But they are working on a project that I've been involved in. You've been down there with me. I've been involved in for over a year now. And this is a horse therapy farm, and people are they are actually. I have the drawings of what's going in right now. They've been working with children, with young girls, young men that have a lot of different things in life. But now their shift right now, or not shift because they're going to continue that, but then let's add on something on top of this, is to build an area there, a meeting room, sleeping arrangements can be there, all kinds of things.
yeah,
Beautiful, beautiful building right there outside of Jerusalem in Elon. And this is going to be for the soldiers that are coming out of the war with PTSD, and giving them time on the horses, to work with the horses, to ride. It's an amazing project right now, and that takes
absolutely.
funds. And so it's interesting when I've talked to people and said, I'm working on a project in Israel. They're like, okay, whatever. But when I say I'm working with a horse therapy ranch
Yeah,
to help soldiers and young and children, they're like, yeah, hey, I want to be a part of that.
yeah.
So this fundraising thing be a great thing for people to do. Be glad to send forward those funds immediately
It's
to.
it's fabulous. And every once in a while, someone will come to me and say, okay, so what organization in Israel should I donate to? And they're saying it like almost resigned. It's like, Hanoch, you've worn me down. So, I kind of I want to jump back at them, but the first question I always ask is, what particular causes or interests resonate the most in your heart? Like some people say, for me, it's IDF widows and orphans. Other people say it's the elderly survivors of the Shoah, in their last years of life.
Yeah.
Whatever it might be, there are groups, and you're right. We people have to be involved. And I'm going to steal an expression that was popular when I was a kid of be part of the solution,
Mhm.
not part of the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, again, but then we come back to you can't lead someone where they don't want to go.
Yeah.
And, I said just the other night to someone, I said, if people would feel less compelled to tithe to Costco, maybe they would have a few extra dollars. Maybe,
Mhm.
maybe. Do you need enough peanut butter crackers to last you and your 5 children for the next 7 years? I mean, really, did you need to really?
No, you never know. That
No, you never
peanut
know. You
peanut
never
butter
know.
crackers might be survival food, but
Could be.
uh, so you mentioned the Shoah, the survivors of the Shoah, the
Yeah.
Holocaust. I saw an article. This may be the last walk for life because there's just not that many of them that can walk.
No.
We see that with the World War II veterans, mutual, very close mutual friends of ours. His dad, at 104 years old, was just given an award from World War II. And
Fabulous.
these people, this is a literally a dying generation. Those of the Shoah, those of World War II, and they need to be helped in this time. Of course, yes, but there's many projects that people can be involved in. So they
Without
just got to
a
reach
doubt.
out. That's all it takes.
Yeah. And I wish I knew the magical words that could light a fire in people. I
Yeah,
really do. I mean,
yeah, I
try
know.
a lot of different approaches, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, I know that you have some very exciting days that we won't mention ahead of you. So enjoy those days.
Well, tonight I will be in Fremont, Ohio.
Okay.
Then on the 14th of February, I will be in Brandon, Florida.
There you go.
Now, when I look at the temperatures, and it's amazing, like I'm looking at weather reports over 5 or 6 cities, where I am, where I may be, where I'm going. Okay. And when it's colder in the morning in Brandon, Florida, than it was when I was in Aurora, Colorado, something's going on.
Yeah.
That's really kind of strange.
Yeah. All because of Al Gore. All right.
Could be.
All right. Take care. See you next week.
Yeah. Bye-bye.